guys, Dakk O'Neil here. Just before we get into this video, I posted this warning. I'm not going to air the audio from this video. There were quite a few angry people in this, including myself, and some people have said some things that I don't think really need to be repeated. It would embarrass them. It would embarrass me. I didn't react very well to some of the incidents, so because of that, I didn't make a lot of friends in this video. I have probably upset quite a few people. So first, I just want to say the incident that you're about to watch on lap 1, probably my fault. I would say 80% my fault on that. At the time, I didn't know that, and I was pretty hot-headed. And then, you know, some people in the back were giving me a hard time whenever I was passing them cleanly to come up through the field, and it really just angered me to the point that I lost control. So a lot of people said things that weren't nice, and we're just not going to display them here, and hopefully we'll get over it and everybody will be happy. And then there's an incident at the end that I'll talk about then as well, and my thoughts on it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, because this is really, in terms of pure racing ability, this is one of my best videos ever. Here we go. Okay, at this point, I'm adding in the audio just to kind of tell you what's going on in the race. That was really, really fortuitous for me, as it's going to allow me to pit, get some new tires, you know, really check for any damage. If I had any damage in the back, hopefully they'll fix it. And it allows me to settle myself so I didn't get lapped, since I broke the draft with everyone. Here I'm going to be restarting back in 12th, so hopefully I'll be able to make up some positions pretty quickly, and I'll let it go from here. Okay, now I just want to say that I am really, really, really impressed with that drive. I didn't think that you could really pass at this track. I've never seen any people pass in the front. It's all been right around, so to be able to do that was fantastic. That 3-wide move, perfect. Nobody hit the wall. There was plenty of room. It was just great. I mean, the feeling of doing that was fantastic, and to have all those guys bitching at me because I was passing them at such a high rate of speed, and John back and forth with them really helped, you know, fuel the adrenaline. As I said, I don't want to show it because a lot of the stuff that they're saying right now to me would embarrass them and myself, and I wasn't a very big gentleman about it. So, but this was really the move of the race. Now, what's about to happen here is you're about to see, is everyone is going to pit, and I'm going to assume the lead. I decided not to pit because I had seen in the previous race that nobody could get around the leader, so I was hoping that that same run of luck would continue. So we'll catch you guys on the restart, and I'll be restarting on the pole, or I'll be restarting first. Now I got away pretty cleanly here, so I was pretty happy about my restart. Had a little bit of a gap on them, and I knew that Tobias would keep Ryan back for at least a lap, so I was trying to get as much as I could here. But being on older tires, I wasn't really sure what kind of closing speed difference he'd have. I knew at the end of the race it might get dicey, and it certainly does. Unfortunately, Ryan got a better draft off of me than I expected, so he got right back up to me. And here we go, him versus me for first place. And I knew that him driving on the outside would be difficult, but as you can see, I tried to hold a pretty good line here. Turn 4 is super bumpy, and if you watch in the upper right hand screen, you can see there that there was maybe a little bit of contact there. I think maybe he turned down a little bit because I was still on the same arc. On his computer, I'm bouncing all around, but you have to remember he's racing from Australia, so he's halfway around the world, you know. And he's trying to crowd me down to the line as much as he can, because that's how he's racing. Now, watch right here. Okay, he got net coated up into the top. I never made contact with him. On my screen, I'm a good 3 feet away from him. So whenever he was saying that I was wrecking him in order to win the race, I had no idea that that incident had even happened. I saw the car contact and I thought, what the hell? But I didn't feel anything on the steering wheel, and as you can see from my replay, I'm not really anywhere near him. Now the only thing I need to do at this point is look after my tires, make sure that I finish this race, and unfortunately I do make a few mistakes here, so I end up opening the door pretty wide. It'll be a really, really fun last couple of laps, so stick around. Now Alexander's starting to catch me here, so I'm going to do a little bit of mirror driving and try to take his air off his nose and see if that helps. And it does. He goes into the wall. I mean, I don't want to wreck him, but I certainly want to make him lift, and unfortunately for him, he didn't lift fast enough. At this point, I really started to lose the tires, so it became a real issue getting through 3 and 4, and that's where I started to make those mistakes. You can see here I got really close to the wall. I damn near hit it there. And Vincent is right behind me. That was probably the biggest mistake I made, and it put him right back into contention. Had I not done that, I think I still would have driven away from the race. I'm letting these guys affect me in my head, because they're all giving me shit about being a terrible driver, and it really started to bother me. And I made that mental mistake, because with clean air, even with worn tires, I shouldn't be hitting the wall. So we can watch the rest of the race here. It's real exciting. I made a big mistake there by running high. I allowed him to get air on his nose for that turn. If I had run a lower line in that turn, he would have pushed up, and that would probably have been the race. But as such, now he has a huge run on me. So my tires are almost completely gone. Just keep in mind they're about 39 laps old here. So I'm pushing pretty hard, even at clean air. And there I touched the wall, so now it's really in. He knows he can smell the blood in the water. I'm just trying to nurse this car home. I'm completely and totally worn out. I make a huge mistake in this turn right here. I go high and I expect to turn down, but I got out of the rubber. And now he's pushing up because he's not going to lift. You could see from my side shot there that he was right next to me. You can't see it because I have 3 monitors, so on my third screen he was right next to me, and I had no choice but to keep my foot in it and stay in the wall if I wanted to win the race. And when I hit the wall, unfortunately, it was a netcode wall hit because I didn't hit it physically on my screen, but it kicked me out just like I did, and that put me into him. That in turn put us both towards the grass. He ended up going through the grass, but I let him back up because I did not want to wreck him to win the race. And we had a little drag race to the line, and I won by 5 thousandths of a second. So it was pretty intense. I think it was a good racing deal. I know some other people will definitely not agree with that, and that's fine. That's why we have a penalty system, and if iRacing wants to do something about it, they're welcome to do so. So Vince, if you're watching this, I totally apologize. I did not mean to hit you there. When you look at my overhead, you can see the amount of space I had, which was nil, and I didn't turn into you in any more than I already had because I wanted to give you as much track as I could. I made a mistake there, and you had a chance to win, but once I touched the wall, like I said, it was a netcode touch, and once that happened, I kicked out, and there was nothing I could do. I'm just glad that you were able to finish in second, and if you had beaten me to the line, that would have been fine too. But I don't think any other racer would have lifted there, and I certainly wasn't going to. So I really appreciate everybody watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, that's probably the best I've ever driven in terms of going through the field, starting in the back and finishing the race first. I wish it was cleaner. I made a lot of enemies. So until next time, this is Dakk O'Neil for Checkers or Wreckers. Keep your foot in it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, you can click like in the bottom. We also love to hear your comments. You can subscribe for more with the link on the left here. And I also have additional IndyCar action, Georgie's Corner, and some of the other leagues I run. So until next time, I'll catch you on the track, and Checkers or Wreckers, keep your foot in it.